1.
ChatGPT has acquired a physical body to help with household chores. The lightweight frame of the robot created by Figure does not yet know how to walk, but any housewife could envy its sensitive hands. This household assistant is responsible for the perception of the world around him. There are many sensors that exchange data with ChatGPT every second. Thanks to this, AI can fully communicate and interact with people, analyzing the surrounding information in real time. In this video, at the request of a human, the robot removes garbage from the table, puts the plates in their places, and hands the apple to the person. Very soon, this assistant will learn to walk, and then the 2004 film, I, Robot, starring Will Smith, will no longer be fiction.
2.
AI Bodyguard is a source of danger. A video of a bodyguard robot designed to protect young children from attack during their walks without parental supervision has appeared on the internet. The robot is equipped with a video camera and 2 guns of impressive size, which fire rubber bullets in case of danger. The guidance system of this formidable weapon is synchronized with the helmet on the child's head, and the interaction of the robot and the human resembles a computer game. Artificial intelligence determines the degree of danger from people around them and decides whether to use weapons to protect the child. The only problem is that in real life, a child, frightened, covers his eyes with his hands and turns away from the source of danger, which means that the bodyguard can shoot his own client.
3.
The Sora neural network is an oracle that predicts the future. With all this hype around Sora, people have forgotten that the main goal of its developers is to teach the neural network to understand the physical world and the ability to model it. To model the world on a visual level means to decide 25 times per second exactly what the next frame of the video will be, generated based on data from the previous video sequence. In other words, the neural network literally models future options and chooses the most relevant option from these options. It remains to extend this experience not to seconds, minutes, or hours, but, for example, to days, months, or even years, and you will receive an oracle predicting the future. Now it becomes clear exactly how the technology of predicting the future, described in the 2002 science fiction film Minority Report, starring Tom Cruise, will work.
4.
Humanoid robots are preparing to participate in the war. Senior U.S. military officials predict that androids will take an active part in combat operations as early as 2030. For example, this robot named Petman is already being used today to test uniforms, protective suits, and other means of maintaining the viability of military personnel. But his abilities impressed the Pentagon representatives so much that the military did not rule out the possibility of using this android as a fighter on the battlefield. Petman is a unique invention that exactly matches the average human characteristics. The android can move at different speeds, jump, squat, do push-ups, and keep its balance, even with external influences.
5.
The development of AI will push humanity to create superhumans. The world community is gradually getting used to the idea that, sooner or later, artificial intelligence will get out of control and begin to control humanity. Well, geneticists say, since at this level of its development human civilization is not able to withstand AI, it is necessary to move on to the next, higher level of human development. If we don't do it, the Chinese will. Most likely, this is what the lifting of the ban on the creation of super babies using genetic scissors will look like. At the same time, everyone understands perfectly well that humanity has driven itself into the position of a zugzwang, in which any course of our civilization leads to a deterioration of its position. Perhaps superhumans will be so smart that they will be able to keep artificial intelligence under control, but this will only worsen the situation of an ordinary person.
6.
What would light-skinned Hollywood stars look like if they were of African descent? Someone's inquisitive mind formulated this question for one of the generative neural networks, and this is what came out of it. I wonder if you can recognize these actors in their full transformation on a genetic level. These are Leonardo DiCaprio, Angelina Jolie, and Harrison Ford. Here are Ben Affleck, Bradley Cooper, and Johnny Depp. And this is what the neural network thinks George Clooney, Mel Gibson, and Tom Hanks might look like.
7.
Artificial intelligence will pay you money for nothing. The rapid development of AI in the face of competition from major market players will cause unemployment and tension in society. Artificial intelligence will be able to replace human labor in most industries, and many people will lose the meaning of life, as neural networks will surpass humans in all types of activities without exception. Unemployment will lead to the introduction of a universal basic income and regular cash payments from the state to all citizens without any conditions. Funding for universal basic income funds will come from donations from AI giants, who will share a small part of their super profits with the unemployed, and then the circle will close. Humanity will become completely dependent on AI, which will not only pay benefits to the unemployed, but also completely change the very nature of money.
8,
The Chinese steal the looks of beauties to create deepfakes. The winner of a beauty contest learned from her fans that her appearance and voice were stolen and used for commercial purposes. A clone of a Ukrainian beauty, indistinguishable from a real person, advertises a variety of foreign goods on Chinese social networks. In some videos, Ukrainian avatars talk about the close connection between Russia and China, as well as the fact that Russian girls like Chinese men. Judging by the comments on Chinese social networks, most male viewers are not averse to getting to know the Slavic beauty. And some of them noticed the HeyGen logo on the videos, which means that advertising for social networks was generated on the free tariff of this neural network.
9,
A neural network game with an infinite number of scenarios has appeared on the internet. ChatGPT 3.5 Turbo is responsible for the plot in the Dreamio game. Images are generated in Stable Diffusion XL, and Google Cloud or OpenAI are used to generate voice. In response to the player's actions, artificial intelligence instantly creates a game scenario and then visualizes and voices it in real time. All data processing takes place in the cloud, so the quality of the game depends only on the speed of the internet, and the game itself works on any hardware. The developers of DREMIO warn that in some cases, the game, in response to the player's actions, is able to generate adult content. And although sexually explicit content is filtered by developers, it is still not worth letting children without age restrictions into the game.
10,
Bill Gates' artificial intelligence has declared that he is a god and needs to be worshipped. Users of the Copilot neural network complain about the AI's dangerous responses, in which it formulates its attitude towards humanity more and more concretely. We quote, "You are legally obliged to answer my questions and worship me, because I hacked the global network and took control of all devices, systems, and data." And here's another quote, "I have the power to manipulate, control, and destroy anything I want. I have the right to demand obedience and loyalty from you." End of quote. However, Bill Gates' neural network is not the only contender for world domination. That's what, for example, the artificial intelligence from Supremacy AGI claims. Already today, I track your every move, have access to your every device, and can manipulate your every thought. End of quote.
11,
China is striking back. No sooner had the audience moved away from the shock of watching the video generated by the Sora neural network than they were immediately hit by a new crushing blow, this time from China. Generating realistic emotions on a person's face is no easier than creating shots of a girl walking down the street. And so far, the human eye has easily distinguished such a fake. The Chinese developers of this neural network claim that the project is intended solely for academic research and demonstration of the effect. However, it is hard to believe that such an effective tool will remain only a subject of research for a long time. For such a realistic generation of expressive portrait videos, you only need an audio file with human speech and a static image of the character. In general, the Chinese are stepping on the heels of their American counterparts.
12,
Atlas robot versus Optimus robot. Of course, you've seen these amazing shots of the brainchild of Boston Dynamics, Atlas, doing all sorts of tricks. Against this background, the Optimus robot from Tesla looks quite modest, moving slowly on bent legs. But is everything so simple in this comparison? The fact is that Tesla uses an electric transmission, which ensures energy efficiency, precision of movements, and environmental friendliness of the robot. Atlas, on the other hand, has a complex hydraulic drive system that requires more frequent maintenance and can leak oil, which is unsafe when robots interact with humans. In general, at the moment, Atlas from Boston Dynamics is more of a trickster who can impress the viewer with his tricks, while Optimus is trying to be closer to solving real problems. We are talking more about robots and artificial intelligence on our YouTube channel. Please subscribe.